you. Flip a doujin in the bed, I'm reading manga till it's 2. Tell me that you love a slip, I go, I'm knowing that it's true. Cause you acting all moe and vanilla in my view. So this is for them waifu, straight 2D flex in my life, fool. If you fuck with him, tell you my dude. Let the beat right out, keep it nice and smooth, yo. Hello? Yeah, I got a question.
Well, from the top.
3, 2, 1, let's dance.
It's Let's Jam. Guys, we had an audio problem. My computer died mid-recording.
Mid-recording.
Well, we don't know.
Post-recording. His
He
computer
didn't
died
check it.
post-recording.
He didn't check it once.
Nope.
It's like a 40-minute episode.
But you know what? That's never happened to us before.
Gone. Dead.
So
Forever.
let's do it again, boys. Now, I need to remember what I said in the... I
We
wanted...
started out with, what's up, guys?
No,
Welcome
no,
to
no,
the Weeaboos.
no. I said-
the anime
No, I'm pretty
podcast
sure that's what you
where
said.
Kyle fucks up.
I'm sorry.
Hey, everyone, welcome to the Kyle Fucks Up podcast where Kyle fucks up.
We're not even drinking beer.
Because
It's the Thursday.
What are we talking about today?
Well,
wait, is that actually our intro?
yeah, I wanted to say that I forgot to say last week on our spoilers episode that you asked me why I don't like to look at people who are working on shows before they air or before I watch the show. And Gen Urobuchi actually worked on Madoka Magica, but his name was stricken from the staff names because he's known for killing off characters. And you look like you already know this for some smug
No, you mean
reason.
they call him Gen Oro Butcher.
Shut up. You didn't know any of this.
These are things I know because of how much I love anime.
Oh my gosh, this is ruined. You're awful. So, yeah,
I think
forgot to
Sam's
mention
like
that.
an otaku. Isn't that one of the types of...
No,
anime
you're
watch?
spoiling everything. Guys, welcome to Weeaboos, the anime podcast where the most unqualified people try to answer your anime questions for a second time. I'm Kyle.
I'm Sam.
I'm Hunter.
So,
Would you like to explain that second time?
no, we also saw the One Piece movie. Remember? We talked about that too.
Oh, yeah. It was good.
We saw it minutes ago.
Right, minutes.
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 So we'll talk about that too a little bit after we talk about our topic, because this week's topic was inspired by a listener question. Tumblr user The History Channel asked, "What do you think of the wide variety of anime fans, and what kind of anime fan are you?" Well, the anime scene has such an incredibly diverse fan base, so much so that strangely specific classifications have been created to define what type of fan you are. And you really don't see this too often in regards to any other type of hobby or fandom. Now, I decided to stick to 3 or 4 main types of anime fans, but if you guys have any others that you've thought of, feel free to bring those up. So we'll go over the pros and cons of each, and then discuss why there's so much diversity among fans in the anime community. I think the 3 main types are the casual, the weeaboo, and the otaku.
Those last two sound the same to me.
Damn it, Sam. If you're gonna
God
just
damn it, Dan.
ham it up, my Sam Hammy. My little Sam Hammy.
Don't ever call me that again.
You are my little Sam Hamwich. Damn it, they're not the same. And then kind
Please
of
explain.
no,
why you-
no,
Not yet.
I refuse. The last kind of really general type of fans are those who are kind of obsessed with one facet in the anime world. So let's go over all those really quickly. So the casual. The casual exists within every type of fan base. They've seen a handful of popular anime, they think it's cool, but they lack the one personality trait that's shared among every other type of anime fan, which is obsession.
Obsession?
I like this.
Why is that, Sam? Do you agree with
disagree
me?
that.
No, I disagree with you.
Why?
Because you're jumping from like casual to obsessed. Those are two very different things.
Yeah,
There's
you
there's
could,
like a
like-
middle ground somewhere in there. Like I think I fit in the middle ground. I'm definitely not casual. By no means am I obsessed.
So you're in between. What is that? Hunter says surfer. I call it like a binger. So
You just go up and down in waves. What else?
I think I've
What else
actually-
rides waves, Kyle?
get out. Get the fuck out of my house.
I think I'm the
I
average.
hate my friends.
What friends? Let's go.
No.
Yeah, fuck this place.
I think I am just the average anime fan.
So average and casual are different?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think so.
Why not?
I think they're synonymous. If you're an average fan, you're mildly interested in anime. It doesn't consume your life like most other people who watch anime do.
But I feel like the casual word has like taken an undertone to actually mean like so little that it's like much less than an average anime watcher. Like a casual is like your friend that has seen Shingeki and like Dragon Ball. It was like, oh yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of a couple anime.
I think the difference is a casual anime fan will watch anime. The average anime fan does watch anime.
Okay. I can see that. So I kind of live in envy of the casual fan because I can't help but get way too invested in anything that mildly interests me. However, the biggest drawback of being a casual fan is ignorance, I think. The anime you choose to watch is somewhat random and you tend to like all of it since it's just so new and different to you. So you already kind of told me what you think of casuals and you don't consider yourselves casual fans. I was going to say we kind of know a casual fan. We know Connor, who is Jeremy's cousin's friend. And I kind of consider him a casual fan. I don't think you guys do. But that's because he kind of came out to watching anime for the first time, like very recently to us. And it was just like he lit up.
That's the closet fan.
The closet fan?
Oh, I like that name.
Closet fan?
Yeah, somebody that just hides everything that they watch because they're scared of like backlash or people judging.
Kind of
them.
like Secret Otaku.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with Secret Otaku, so I went with Closet Fan.
That's like my arch nemesis.
The closet fan?
Secret Otaku versus Closet Fan. It's the same thing. But I think we can kind of agree that maybe a fifth category are these people who just discreetly and watch anime and don't really talk about it at all.
I think that the Secret Otaku is an evolution of the Closet Fan.
Okay.
Because you started as a Closet Fan, but you've evolved.
So next is the weeaboo. Weeaboos are either the most cringeworthy type of anime fan or the most endearing. They're probably what come to mind when you picture someone who watches anime. They have anime clothes, they have wall scrolls, posters, figurines, and they live a very anime lifestyle. Also, their taste in anime is very genuine. They typically watch anime on a very pure and emotional level. They like Naruto and Love Live simply because it makes them feel good, but they're not going to think it's a masterpiece, and they aren't really a critic. And a while ago, Hunter, you and I talked about how you can kind of own the weeaboo aesthetic. Maybe not the lifestyle, but the look of a weeaboo, right?
Well, one of the big defining traits of a weeaboo, I think, is lack of self-confidence. So if you actually have confidence while wearing stuff that people would deem really like,
Nerdy.
Yeah, nerdy. Like if you had, the Mega Milk shirt, but you were just like owning the shit out of it, or like you didn't look the part anywhere else, but you just happened to have that shirt and you were confident about it. Sure, you could own it, but I think that not everybody can.
We went to high school with this kid Lucas, and occasionally he'd come to school in a Full Metal Alchemist robe, and he wore it very confidently, but it's still...
Yeah, Lucas was great. Like, he wasn't... Well, maybe he was a little cringy. I love Lucas. Lucas was a good friend. I thought I saw him at the One Piece movie. I swear I thought I saw him there.
No
We saw a real weeaboo at the One Piece movie.
We sure did.
As opposed to a fake weeaboo?
No, he was like fist pumping, like mid-movie. Like, he was super into it, which is fine.
Well, no,
but
I'm
like
talking about the
he was
guy
also
that left
he was
mid movie. He I don't know if he went to the bathroom. I don't know if he came back.
no, he never came back.
Cowboy hat guy.
But I'm glad he left because I don't know what he was eating, but it apparently involved a lot of sucking.
Oh.
So like the entire movie was like
You didn't mention that in our first
Yeah, you
recording.
did not
no,
tell us
because
that.
I forgot and I put it out of my mind. But
I mean, he was pretty stereotypical. It was like cowboy hat.
You said
I
fedora.
say it was a fedora.
I
but
saw a
apparently
cowboy
it's
hat.
A cowboy hat.
I saw a cowboy hat. Maybe he was.
He was overweight. He had cargo shorts. It was. He probably had flip flops. I didn't see. I don't know.
Probably.
With socks.
Yeah. So there are those kind of fans. Every once in a while, I like to wear my anime shirts, but mostly to conventions and stuff. So
Would you wear it to work?
no,
Not even on a casual Friday?
no.
What if it was your last day at work?
Maybe. I think we also talked about there's a type of girl in the weeaboo.
Yeah.
In the weeaboo world.
Who talks like she's in an anime?
Yeah, and one time when I went to Anime Expo, I went out to dinner with a bunch of friends, and a friend of a friend brought this girl, and she was super cute and really pleasant, but she talked like she was reading a script in this super obnoxious anime voice that made me freaked out and want to leave.
Replicate it.
Yeah, can you give us a little...
Oni-chan!
Is that so? Like to the waiter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was that. That was
That's
weird.
Did she
weird.
throw Japanese words into it? Like,
Probably. It's been a little while, but yeah, probably. So I think we'll also kind of talk about what breeds that kind of specific nerd. Not, and nerd is an endearing term, and we're all nerds here, but like, why does anime have such a specific nerd? We'll get into that after we go through all of them. But the other type of anime watcher is the otaku. And otaku tend to be, they're not always, but they tend to be elitists. They are the film critics of the anime world. They've seen all the classics, they watch everything that's airing, and sadly, they are somewhat cynical towards anime for the most part.
Cleaner than weeaboos, I'd say.
Debatably.
why
Not
is
entirely.
hygiene such an issue?
I don't know. Take baths, you guys.
No, not baths are kind of dirty.
No,
Take
okay.
showers.
Yeah, take
Showers. I meant showers.
Use deodorant. Keep an extra deodorant stick on you.
So,
Do you have an extra deodorant stick on you right now?
I keep one in my backpack in case I forget in the morning.
So, you see the cynicism a lot in anime YouTubers. Maybe it's because negativity evokes interest. Maybe it's because they kind of lost sight of why they originally liked anime in the first place, or maybe they just love to hate things for some reason. I see that, like, calling anime trash is just such a common occurrence within the anime community.
Well, it's common in every community. You have people that say, like, you know, it's not like it used to be. 10 years ago was better. Like
Yeah.
the born in the wrong decade people. That's like every medium.
Sure. Yeah, it really is. And just to be clear, I've talked about this in the past, but otaku in Japanese is a very derogatory term, and otaku are grossly obsessed with anime, so much so that they're kind of regarded as the scum of society, whereas America kind of took that term and made it their own thing as this just all-encompassing term for someone who watches anime. So that's about that.
So at what point does it go beyond anime into Japanese culture? Like wanting to use chopsticks at every meal, and
Yeah.
wanting to get married in a kimono, throwing Japanese words into whatever you say, and like legitimately thinking that Japan is a better country and you want to move there and be accepted into the Japanese world because of your love of cartoons.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't even know if it has anything to do with anime. I mean, I think that's where it stems from, but I think people watch anime, then they fetishize Japan and think it is like an anime Disneyland, whereas it's just a country. And that's something in and of itself. Those are just Japanophiles. That's neither otaku or weeaboo. It's just something standalone. I think I share a little bit of all of these traits because I think going from a casual
There's an ounce
fan,
of you that's casual.
I think there's an ounce of me that used to be casual. I think everyone starts as a casual, and then I think it's a cycle. I think a lot of people start out small, and then they get into it almost to a nerdy, like an overly nerdy extent. Then they kind of want to appreciate it and validate it, but then they realize that when you look too hard, you kind of start to hate it because nothing's like what it used to be, and because you kind of lose that childhood like insight and that mystery is gone. But then after you kind of look at this cycle and you look at yourself, you try to find your own place in that, you know, in the world of anime culture. I mean, like I said, I call myself Secret Otaku for a reason. I used to hide the fact that I watched anime, and still, to a certain extent, I do. I just don't like to bring it up in social situations.
Well, I don't think anybody leads with it except for like actual weeaboos, but like I don't know. It's you know, if somebody starts talking to you about sports or something, like if someone walks up to you and is like, "Dude, Steph Curry last night fucking owning it," you'd be like, "I don't care.
Exactly.
What are you talking? Who is that?" Would be
Yeah.
the same thing as if you walked up to somebody and said, "Have you seen Makoto Shinkai's newest film? It was amazing."
Right. Yeah, I don't like forcing my interest on other people, but if I happen to hear someone talking about anime, I would love to get in on that conversation and really find out why they like it. And I don't think I'm elitist. I would like to find out, even if they like Sword Art.
Were like, yeah, if in their Asuka shirt was like, "Oh, I do like anime."
I feel like, oh, really? No. No, I would want to ask them. Like, let's say Sword Art is their favorite and they want to tell me why they like it. I'm totally fine with that. I like having conversations with people. And if they can justify what they like, that's awesome. But I don't like people who can't. I don't like people who just like Sword Art Online because it was pretty. But if you want to talk to me about...
But don't you think most casuals will fit into that? Of just being like...
Well, yeah, but that's if they are a casual, and maybe I don't get along with people who are casuals, but I still kind of appreciate them for sharing a hobby, even if we're not on the same, critic level. Or what's that smirk for, Sam?
Obsession level?
No, just that like elitist shit coming out. Just like the low-key elitist in you.
Maybe.
I don't like it casual.
Yeah, I just don't like anyone who's like not on my level. You know?
Yeah,
Maybe if they got to my level, I could talk to them.
damn it, Sam. You know what I mean.
But one thing that you're mentioning is that if somebody comes to you, so do you think that there's a problem that because you try to hide it and other people try to hide it, there's people that you might know now or people that you meet and you never get that like friendship bond because you guys just talk about surface level stuff because the thing you're both deeply obsessed in, neither of you will bring up.
Right. And I mean, I have little things like I have a Evangelion phone case in hopes that someone would notice it, and I have like a Fullmetal Alchemist keychain, and those little things are kind of like signals to my fellow fans.
It would be easier with the Yui K-On shirt just
I know.
walking down the mall.
I just imagine you like
Pulling out my phone.
No, yeah, like on like a first date with a girl and like the conversation's dying down, you really want to bring it up, but you don't know how. So you just like casually pull out your keys and like set it next to her. Do I have a text message? Hold up your phone in front of her. No, nothing.
Damn, she's not the one.
I can relate to the keychain thing though. I had a fucking Warglaive from World of Warcraft
Right.
keychain for a little bit.
That was not even a little bit subtle though.
It was like giant.
huge.
It's a gigantic sword, but people could have just been like, "Oh, it's a sword." You had to know it was Warcraft.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to admit they like anime because of the weeaboos, the people who are blatantly really out there with
Like
how they
you're
like
about to reveal to somebody that you watch Shingeki, and then you see this like dude running down the hall with his arms behind his back in the leaf forest.
Yeah,
I don't know.
believe
what
it.
they're called.
Leaf Village, whatever.
Leaf Village headband, and you're like, maybe I won't reveal this.
But yeah, I think I also briefly mentioned that there was a fourth type of fan, and that is people who are obsessed with one facet of anime. So there are fujoshi. Fujoshi are girls who are obsessed with anime strictly about boys kissing boys, and then there are dicks touching dicks. Is that what you're getting at? He's hand motioning.
These are two dicks just going at it.
Yeah, okay.
Was that butt?
Huh? When I think of what's a good hand signal
just a
for sex,
Fist pump.
this seems good.
Sam, there's.
Huh? No, I know, I get this one. But
Okay,
then
there's okay. No one. This is bad audio.
If I walked up, oh yeah, I can't.
No.
If I walked up to you and I was just like, you know what that means.
No, stop rubbing your face. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not rubbing my face.
How do they
Let the
know?
record show.
How do they
I'm
know?
holding.
Two
Imagine
fists
the
and
Matrix
smashes-
scene.
Imagine holding two plates of spaghetti.
Hold on. Imagine the Matrix scene with red pill or blue pill. Mm-hmm. Be Morpheus, but now close both hands into a fist. Kind of slightly arch them towards your face and violently bash them together while licking your lips.
You know what it looks like? You're jacking two guys off
Like
at
this?
the same time.
Like into each other?
Stop that. Stop it. Yeah, so there are other people who like guys who like to watch anime just for the cute girls, etc., etc. Cosplayers, they like to watch anime for the costumes. So there are probably many, many more types of fans, but we kind of cover the big ones, I think. And maybe like everyone's different. We all like maybe we're kind of a weeaboo, but we still like to critique certain things. You know, everyone's different.
I think most weeaboo fans are just regular people. Or did I
Anime-
say weeaboo
yeah,
fans?
You meant anime fans.
There aren't many weeaboo fans. I think
I mean, I see stories about them, but like, and sometimes I'll see them, but I don't have enough extended conversation to actually have one of the like weeaboo nightmare things that you read about.
Okay, but why? Why is there such a huge variety of anime fans? Why does that exist?
there's a huge variety of people.
Well, yeah, but like all sports fans are the same.
No.
They just like different sports
No.
and teams.
No,
Kind of, but still no. For example, I like football. Hunter, do you like football?
I also like football.
But we're on.
You're like the same people.
Or,
You're both white.
I'm not even white. Racist. I think you only see what you want to see, and you just want to see everyone white.
I
no,
see
he doesn't
everyone.
see color.
Yo.
I tried to fix that. I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay, you know what I mean.
But I mean,
They all wave
I'm
their
a
noodles
damn
and-
casual sports fan.
Have giant fingers. It's all the same thing.
Giant fingers. Is like a sports fan weeaboo like the people that
Paint?
do the face paint and like
I was at the store the other day getting groceries, and I saw a guy with a Michael Jordan, like the logo, tattooed on his arm. Which I think I get it, but that's all, like a logo. That's like getting the Nike swoosh on
Yeah.
your chest. That guy is a sports weeaboo,
Sure. Okay, but that's just
so
like
it
an
exists
extremist.
everywhere.
huh? Well, so's the Naruto guy with the village headband.
How is a weeaboo an extremist or is a otaku an extremist? Is there a difference? See?
Yeah, yeah. The weeaboo's just a greasy otaku.
You're making it hard to prove my point. I think there's a greater diversity among anime fans than any other type of fandom.
What? If my
I think
voice
that
wasn't
that's
still
different.
shot.
I think that that's completely false, and the biggest reason is because there are more people that like other mediums, therefore there has to be a bigger diversity. There has to be a bigger spread.
You got me. I backed myself into a corner there. Okay. Well, then let's tone it down a bit and not go with extremes. Why are anime fans so different from one another? Aside from the fact that everyone's a different person.
I like your sad impression. Spot on.
And I think it's because we all get into anime from such different methods.
Well, it's also just who you're around. If you're around people that are like loud and boisterous, you're just gonna be like fucking clown when you're talking about anime.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, but like a lot of us got into anime from Adult Swim, but it was also back in the day where like it wasn't really advertised. I didn't know about it. You kind of had to find it by chance. Anime was a lot more mysterious. And if you found it online, who knows what you would start with? There was no like, there weren't people going around telling you, at least not that I knew of, to go like start with Cowboy Bebop. People are getting into it from like every which way. So when like those people aren't going to, really get along super well, they're going to be incredibly different. Unlike people who like get into video games who are our age, probably are all started with like Zelda or something similar, or a Nintendo game like Mario. So we all have similar experience starting out with video games.
Yeah, everyone can go back and be like, I remember playing GoldenEye. But then
I think
your
a lot
first
of it-
anime and my first anime are really different.
I think a lot of it is because of how vocal the communities are, though. Like, because everybody played, Zelda, or everyone played Mario, we also all talked about it with each other. I think the size of the group, like, if you start watching anime, if you're watching it and a whole lot of other people are watching it, if right when you're introduced to that thing, your first instinct is to talk about it with other people, I think you're going to naturally end up being more vocal about your hobby of anime.
Sure.
Whereas if you're a secret otaku like Kyle is, then you're not going to tell anybody about it for a long time and then like obsess to yourself.
Right, like my natural instinct when I first saw my first anime was that I couldn't really tell anyone about it. And that was because like I found this thing entirely on my own. And because I was still a kid, I felt like because I found something, that no one had ever talked about before or mentioned or I didn't know existed. Like I felt like I found something I shouldn't have. It's kind of like when you like find porn for the first time. You're like, whoa, this exists. Okay,
Is
no
this
one
okay?
like this doesn't exist in conversation. This is not something talked about. This is a secret.
Yeah, before your parents tell you that nudity is like risque or
Exists.
whatever, do you have a negative connotation against it, or like think that it's
Well, that's like
That's-
nudity specifically.
That's
like
different because from like birth we're clothed, so even at a very young age we know we're not supposed to
right,
be.
you feel very uneasy, or you feel like you're doing something wrong.
That's a little different.
Because nudity is like an extreme example.
Okay.
But yes, I'm sure if there are other things like that. So yeah, it's unique, and it's probably different for people in Japan who see like anime billboards everywhere. It's just a part of life. Did we forget anything that we talked about on our first run through of the damn thing?
Trains.
Yeah, we
Trains.
talked about trains.
Did you know?
They're a train otaku.
Yeah.
Hunter's also back from Korea. Welcome back. We didn't get that happened in the first part.
hey,
He saw your name. We had a bit in there, and Sam was like, "You saw your name."
It wasn't a
Hunter."
bit. That was genuine
Well,
stupidity
yeah,
on my
that
part.
that
yeah,
made a
it's
good
called-
bit,
That's the movie's name.
but he liked it.
What else was there? You guys missed a great episode.
No, it was bad, and this version is better
Don't fucking lie.
because there's
yourself.
less Sam. I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm gonna take that out.
No, dude, just don't even.
Leave it in. No. I want the world to know what I have to deal with.
Dude, don't pull that punch. Just
I love you, Sam.
we pulled it.
Before we talk about the One Piece movie, let's answer a question or two. This question is from ComicFan44. Do you prefer full-length anime series, so 12 episodes, 24, 26, 30, 40, 50 plus, or single, trilogy, multiple anime films? I like series. And I
Me
feel
too.
like the longer the better because we don't get long series that often, and if we do, it's spread out over a long period of time. But like the reason, or one of the many reasons I got into anime and why I prefer it over other mediums is because it can go on for so long, and there, at least in the past, there didn't used to be like a set amount of episodes. Like stuff from, 80s had a lot of OVAs, so they were shorter, but there were still like really oddly numbered episodes back in the day. So like there were no constraints on how long an episode or a series could be, and I loved that.
Yeah, when you know it's 13 episodes, when you get to the one that says 13, you're like, it has to end now. Versus
Well-
like being surprised when it ends. If you're
Now it's
watching
like,
on TV.
okay, it's 12 episodes, so I assume there's like
But, I
a
mean-
manga that goes on forever and it's just not going to get adapted.
Even though you're on episode 13, it's not like it hasn't been rising to a point. Like, you know the episode's about to end on like episode 11.
Yeah, but you don't know if the series is going to end or not.
Sure.
Yeah, I prefer series just because you can tell a much more intricate story.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
12 to 50 episodes.
It's not to say that you can't tell a better story in like
I
a
agree.
minute. Like, it can be done, but I prefer long episodes.
A minute.
Yeah, like short stories are really sweet.
Okay.
Or they can be. I can show you a few. I
Yeah.
don't know. Hunter?
Yeah, series.
Series?
I mean, like, movies are good, but the reason I'd watch a movie over a series is time constraint, not
Sure.
because of quality.
That's why we tend to watch movies together because
Right.
it's hard. We have a compliment. It's not really a question from MR Nike 3000. Hey, you've been listening to the Weeaboos. Just wanted to say I love it and keep up the good work. 2 thumbs up emoji.
Which
one?
one?
Emoji?
They're 2 individual thumbs, like thumb.
Oh, nice.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man. Let's talk about the One Piece movie. Now,
What, the One Punch
we
Man
are
movie?
no, we are thoroughly living up to our shitty tagline of being unqualified because 2 of the 3 people have not seen One Piece. I have seen One Piece.
Every
Sam-
time they'd reveal a character and it was obviously a character from the series, and I'd look over at Kyle and he'd be really excited. I'd be like, I don't know, it's a guy.
Okay, so we won't talk about too much like spoiler wise. It's a movie and it's a bonus
Luffy's in the movie.
episode.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so like nothing impactful truly happens because it's that sort of movie. What do you guys think as someone who's never seen One Piece?
I like Luffy.
Luffy's the best.
Luffy's great.
Luffy's like everyone's favorite character.
How could you not? He's so lovable.
Yes.
I love the fact that no matter what's going on, he doesn't give a shit. All he
Yeah.
wants is like some meat and like be king pirate.
Yeah, and like he's just so like dumb, but he's also like strong, so it works out.
He's not too dumb.
Right. So he wants to do everything for the right reason, like no matter what.
It's a very interesting show.
What's up with like literally every girl in the show having like a 10-inch waist and like
Fine with it.
What up?
triple F
Yeah.
G Z? I don't know.
I'm fine with it. They're they're strong, independent women.
Sam, I feel like you would be bothered by that the most.
They have gigantic titties.
They do. Live with it.
so big.
I love it.
There's this thing about One Piece.
That makes it a stylistic choice as opposed to being like
Yeah.
flaunty.
Like everything is so weird in One Piece.
Like there are
that,
giant people and people
Yeah.
with big heads and tiny people and
that the fact that every chick is like a 10 out of 10. Well, like I'll say a 9 out of 10 because they're like a little too
sure.
like
Stylized?
hourglassy. Yeah. But there's just something so fucking charming about everyone looking
Yes.
oddly-
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like a supermodel.
Yeah.
Well, like some people are like bears or cheetahs or
Supermodels.
So it didn't bother me nearly as much as
okay.
another show
I get
would.
what you're saying. Yeah, because it was almost too ridiculous to be like offensive. but
Yeah.
it's not the right word.
It didn't seem like every time whatever her name was on screen.
Nami,
Yeah. Or
Nico, Robin,
no. Nami and the
her friend.
Yeah,
the new
Karina.
like movie specific girl. She
Karina
doesn't
is
exist.
her name. Yeah, whatever. Whenever one of them's on the screen, I didn't feel like the director was like, and now I'm gonna give everyone a boner, and you're not gonna tell anybody about it. Like it's just they're just on screen and they happen to be
Drawn that way.
Yeah, like it never was a problem for me.
Okay. So, how did you feel about like the world of One Piece? Because like you didn't even know that much. Like I don't even know if you knew the premise.
Very little. I thought it was wonderful. Like,
Yay!
like,
I'm so happy.
It's such a cool little, not little. It's such a cool
Giant
world.
Yeah.
And
It
one
reminds
thing
me of like the Zelda game with the cell shading. The Wind Waker.
Wind Waker?
Wind Waker, because it's like
Sure.
traveling to islands.
There's a lot of boats. Yeah.
Yeah.
the one thing that I feel like I missed out on, and this is obvious,
Mm-hmm.
there were a lot of like character relationships that I
Sure.
didn't know. Like there were some characters that came on screen and like people in the theater would be like, and they'd laugh just because
Yeah.
they're on screen. Or like Luffy didn't recognize a guy. They're like, he's like, you don't remember me, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, ah.
Like
and I was
he
like,
okay,
I got.
that dude was like the main villain of an arc, and like every time he'd show up, he'd like, "Who are you again?" So like the fact that he showed up in this movie and he did the same thing, I was like, "Ah, Luffy."
Yeah, it's So I wish I would have gotten that,
Sure.
but I almost like the fact that I didn't, because I just happened to see these characters' journey, this journey, and what they did a really good job of in the movie is, if you're like me or Hunter and you have no context going into it, you can
still
totally
watch it.
watch it and enjoy
They do
it.
like little character, like Borderlands style character intros at the beginning.
Yes, that was dope.
Yeah, it was really good. I love the world.
I mean,
And they all have. Is this all from berries or whatever? Like he had a rubber berry, and now he's rubbery. He had a luck berry, and now
well,
he's
no,
lucky.
berry is the currency. They ate devil fruit.
Devil fruit. Okay, so everyone that has power ate a devil fruit.
Correct. And their weakness is ocean water. And they're pirates, so you can see where the downside to eating a fruit is, because they sail on the ocean. Yeah. So Sam didn't like the twist of the movie, more or less.
The only thing
We cut that out
I
because it
had-
was spoilery.
The only thing I had an issue with, I don't think some of the English voice actors really did it justice.
Oh, that was a downside. It was in English. And actually, I'd seen all of One Piece
No,
the
I'm
anime, and
a big proponent of dubs. I think that dubs could be done well. I don't think this one was.
The slingshot guy
Usopp.
Usopp is voiced by Krillin. So all I could think is,
Sure.
here's fucking Krillin.
So-
Is he the Krillin of the show?
I don't know who Krillin is.
Oh, Krillin is the
Little
character from Dragon
bitch
Ball
that
Z
dies.
who constantly just gets his ass kicked. Constantly.
If that is what it is, then yes and no. I mean, Usopp is like the scaredy cat. He runs away, but like
He's the Krillin. Perfect.
yeah. Maybe that's why they casted him. But yeah, even though I've seen all of One Piece and I've read the manga and I've seen all the anime, I've never heard the English before. That was the first time ever hearing the English.
What did you think?
I thought it was very bad. I think the best voice was the voice of like a movie specific character, like a new girl,
Baccarat.
Baccarat. She was good.
No, Baccarat. It's not Japanese. That's like the name of a card game.
Yes.
Yeah. Baccarat. Baccarat.
Yes.
I say Baccarat.
But from someone who has seen the series, I thought it was a perfectly good movie for a shonen. Shonen movies are typically what you would expect. They are just visual representations of like, or showcases for a better term, to really just give like all of the appealing factors of One Piece into a movie, because the One Piece anime is very poorly animated, because these animators work on the show for their entire lives. So they are lazy, more or less. I don't want to say lazy. Toei just doesn't give a lot of money to the studio. So they put all the money into the movies, and the movies look fantastic. It was a very, very pretty movie. Very good, very well animated scenes. Surprisingly funny. I mean, One Piece is a comedy, but sometimes the English doesn't really translate. But I feel like they did a good job on the translation for the jokes.
I think some of the jokes were funny and some were just awkward.
Can't win them all.
Well,
But I liked it as a whole. It was a fun little romp.
yes, it was a fun, and I'm glad you guys came with me, so thank you.
But it wasn't One Punch Man.
It wasn't. Sam still thought we were going to see a One Punch Man movie because he confused Peace and Punch.
Can
And
you
added a third
imagine
word.
if that would have been a One Punch Man movie?
No. It would have been over very quickly. Get it?
Well,
Because he would punch him one
There
time.
could have been a lot of bad guys. It could have been a montage.
I guess.
what if Saitama had other things to do?
Like grocery shop?
Yeah.
Apply for a job.
He
or
has a
or ride
job.
on the back of a bike to the fight.
So these are the names of some people who have reblogged our episode. We want to thank Clear Love, Darvinger, Standby Studios, Yellow Snow Cone, Pouty Pizza, Amelia's Corner, Vicarious, and Hakutaku-chan.
Howdy pizza.
So thank you guys. We really appreciate it. You
Be sure to leave us a review on iTunes.
Yeah, send us questions. We're at the Weeboos on Twitter, gmail.com, and Secret Otaku on Tumblr.
I promise I checked the Twitter. Nobody
we're-
tweets us.
99% of everything comes from Tumblr.
And as always, get drunk.
We didn't drink this episode. It's a Thursday night.
And as always, anime.
Get
Anime.
water.
Okay.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
You can catch me smoking a sour off the coast of Okinawa. Feeling so high like I'm Ho-Oh in that tower. Take a flight on some shit. Got my dogs riding beside me, blazing hot. That's kamikaze, sacred fire. Don't be mad, I'm lit. Catch me smoking a sour off the coast of Okinawa. Feeling so high like I'm Ho-Oh in that tower. Take a flight on some shit. Got my dogs riding beside me, blazing hot. That's kamikaze, sacred fire. Don't be